There are days that I just let things go and we get behind, and you would probably want to unfollow me. But that's just the reality of homeschool family life. Mama, if you are looking for ideas on how to keep a tidy house while homeschooling, then you are at the right spot. Stick around. Now, everyone's idea of clean is certainly different. Mine has changed over the years as our family has grown and our priorities have evolved. Adding in activities and the reality of 8 people in our home day in and day out with all the resources that are needed to make our home and our homeschool run and function well, that just means that there's just a lot to manage. It just is what it is. And we are not minimals by choice. We need the resources for our homeschool to homeschool all the varying ages, for all the different things that we have going on, which means I have to have a plan in place to stay on top of all of the stuff that we need. So whether you want to get a grasp on keeping a tidy house, or you're a girl who's fine with good enough, or you're needing some different strategies and concepts and systems and tips and tricks to keep a tidy house, something you can add to your routine, I think that there's going to be some takeaways, because we're going to talk all about how to keep a tidy house while homeschooling today. I do have a disclaimer. I tell you, I can come up with all the tips and the tricks and the systems and the concepts and the strategies, the stuff that I share right here, but executing it is a whole nother story. It takes a discipline to carry all that out. So sometimes I just don't want to, or I just don't have the energy. All that to say, these are tactics that can be used to keep a tidy house, yet it still takes the discipline to actively carry those out. There are some days that I just slack and I get behind, which makes filming these YouTube videos a little tricky, as I want to portray our reality accurately. So, for the record, I do use these tactics as they really aid in the tidiness of our home. And there are days that I just let things go and we get behind, and you would probably want to unfollow me. But that's just the reality of homeschool family life. With that being said, I have grown in the area of, I feel like I can let things go a little easier nowadays, yet I still really desire a tidy and organized home, as I'm sure most people do. But I have to implement realistic systems that actually work for all the family members in our home. So keep in mind that we are only as strong as our weakest link. So I have worked very, very hard to create simple and realistic solutions for each family member in our home. So everyone is involved in keeping the house tidy, which is actually not one of my tips, but it might as well be, as there is no way that I could maintain this home all by myself. And I'm going to have my large family daily chores video linked below, which may be helpful if you're needing to kind of implement some chores in your home. Here's some food for thought as we begin. Create routines and habits that work for you, where success can actually happen. We really need to have our expectations to be realistic. And that's the key word here, realistic expectations. And as I mentioned, I have had to lower my standards a bit and let some things go. So I completely get the whole realistic expectations thing. And for the record, I am still alive and well. If you happen to be someone that has those perfectionistic tendencies, have no fear. I am a survivor. It'll all be okay. We need to remember that there is a lot happening in our homeschool, so messes are expected. And if we navigate the day with activities and lessons and meals and project, it is a given that there are going to be messes. And with all the unpredictability in a homeschool day, I was grasping for something predictable. Meals are the one predictable known activity in the day. I kind of took that set expected time of day and then I hooked a couple household chores to it. Since we are generally eating 3 meals a day, I have implemented a kitchen cleanup and a blitz to our mealtime routine. This keeps us on top of the dishes and on top of whatever activities and toys and whatever that we needed that tend to leave that trail behind us wherever we go. We do work on covering our tracks, as we say in our house, by picking up as we go. But that is a battle that I have yet to win. So these daily blitzes, multiple times a day, really help in keeping the house picked up. Now, what this looks like is after every meal, we are doing our kitchen cleanup together, which entails unloading and loading the dishwasher, cleaning and wiping the countertops, and sweeping. Then we also blitz, which means everyone is going through every room in the house and picking up what is theirs or whatever they got out. Now, obviously, if they're in the middle of a project or a game or some activity, those things do stay out, but we are picking up activities, shoes that got left out, or toys that just need to be put back, art supplies, or just whatever resources that we use during our day. Anything that we got out between the last two meals, those things are going to be picked up during that blitz time. Once we got in the habit of this, the house really does stay tidier, and it's much easier to stay on top of everything because we are consistently picking up throughout the day. Now, speaking of dishes and kitchen cleanup, we have been trying this little maneuver out, and I really think it has made a huge difference on our kitchen cleanup. Each child has their own individual place setting that includes a plate and a bowl and a cup. Like, they have one plate and one bowl and one cup only, which means after every meal or snack, their one dish has to be washed in order to be ready for the next meal or the snack. So each child is responsible for washing their dish. Now, our children's ages are 18 and 17, 14, 9, 6, and 2. Now, the littlest one has help with washing his dishes, but pretty soon he's going to follow suit and be doing that on his own. And the reason that this has impacted our kitchen cleanup so much is because I was seeing that there was lots and lots of dishes being used for meals and snacks throughout the day, and they were adding up, which made it really, really difficult for the child that was loading the dishwasher. It was just an obnoxious amount of dishes. It was just, we were running the dishwasher 3 times a day. And I was just really getting overwhelmed by the amount of dishes that were just being pulled out just for every little thing that the kids were wanting to make. Now, this has minimized that carelessness of pulling out those dishes for every little thing. So that child that is loading up the dishwasher has less dishes to load. And this has placed a little bit more personal responsibility on each child to wash their dish. I had heard about this a couple years ago, and I just couldn't wrap my mind around it. But we have been trying it for the last few weeks, and we are really benefiting from it. And I really wish that we would have started this sooner. Washing laundry at all points of the day is a huge part of our homeschool day. Bedding is a biggie for us, as potty training is a thing, along with the smudges and the fingerprints on pillows and the messes on the carpet. By simply using waterproof mattress covers, we are keeping our mattresses clean. This is definitely worth the money invested in protecting the mattresses. I also use slip covers on our throw pillows. I know it would be easier to just not have throw pillows, but I personally love design and comfort. So for us, I do want those throw pillows, so I just make sure that I've got slip covers that can zip off and I can throw them in the wash and then I hang them to dry. And speaking of laundry, our large family laundry system is linked below. It's also a collaboration, so I think you can get a lot of different ideas of different laundry systems that may be helpful for you, and you can just pick a system that would work best for you. Although we try and attempt to keep all the food in the kitchen, spills inevitably find their way onto the carpeted areas. Investing in a carpet cleaner has been a lifesaver for us. It's super easy to use. Our carpets are staying cleaner and fresher, even though we live really hard on them. I'm gonna link a carpet cleaner below in the description box if I can find something exactly like we have or something similar. As for tracking in dirt and debris from outside, I have had really good success with rugs both inside and outside of our mudroom. Don Aslett says 80% of the dirt on your floors comes through your door. That is why I have quality big rugs both inside and outside of that main entrance. Because we live on a farm, so there is a lot of dirt and debris that comes in our home, and those rugs really do catch a lot of it. My goal is to stop dirt in its tracks, and with these rugs, I have seen a significant change in the amount of dirt that we're sweeping up on a daily basis. These rugs are right at 2 years old, and they are holding up just fine, even with all the wear and tear that we have in our house. We even use that carpet cleaner on the indoor rug. A place for everything is my simple yet go-to tactic. I find that if I have a designated place for all the things, it makes tidying up and putting things away so much easier. The easiest way that I have found to gain order in this way is to have a bin, a basket, a container, a shelf, or a cabinet for all the like items to go into. And if I don't have a space to contain these things, I'm going to create it by purchasing the needed containers or shelving to store all these items. Now, most homes do not have adequate storage, but there's generally ample wall space. So we will line walls with cabinets or strategically place a shelf over against a wall just to provide the space we need to store those items. Then my other tactic is to limit myself to those designated bins and those shelves. Once they get too full, it gets really difficult to manage. And that is my cue that it is time to declutter and to purge and just to really evaluate, what do I need to keep and what do I need to get rid of? Now, if you think about it, even organized stuff can be a lot to manage. So only keeping what we really need and limiting ourselves to the realistic amount that we have on those shelves or those cabinets is going to keep things in order. This place for everything concept is also beneficial when the children are helping clean and tidy because everyone knows where everything belongs. I talk more about large family home management in this video right here. Leave your best tips and tricks in the comments below. I will chat with you down there in those comments or over there on Instagram. Bye.